It's time, okay? Yeah, you text him. I'm gonna pull up Twitch chat on my phone just for now before Mr. New joins. Since I'm not gonna be able to do anything on my computer since I'm showing my whole screen.
So just right when he comes in, we're just going.
Right when Mr. New comes in. Jeff said it's not up yet.
Jeff said it's not up yet.
Yeah, it is.
Refresh.
Yeah, it's still on the refresh. Tell me he's a megabot. No, he is. Oh, I have 80 followers.
Pog.
Oh. There we go.
Are you still in the Discord call?
No, I left it.
Okay, cool.
Walker said, let's go. Yeah, I can read chat for now. So I have to pull up the notes.
It's time. It's time for
Mr. Joey Newenschwan. When he joins, should I do the Morg's voice?
No.
Hey, Mr.
The first thing we need to do is tell him, say we're live right now. It's live right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be important. Jack, Jeff, and Walker are all in chat.
What if he totally scams us and we're just sitting here waiting?
I
got the notification right now. Yeah, what if he totally scams us?
Oh gosh, that's possible. Should we double check our emails?
If he scams us? Mr. New.
Mr. New.
Hey guys.
Hey, we're live right now, by the way. We're going right into it. Alright.
We're going right into it.
So, Mr. New, I'm hoping you got what we sent in an email that gave you the basic script, right? You got that? Oh, he's
kind of the rundown of.
Yeah. Hold on. All right.
We will hold on.
We will hold on, Mr. New. Salute. 07.
07.
07.
All right. Some 07s in chat.
07s in chat. I'm not. When I look at the bot, I'm just gonna look at chat, and it's probably gonna be popping off because I can't see it right now. I'm busy. Oh, Fort Squash Fan 13 is here. Oh, everybody's. Jessica said 07. Everybody's popping off. Everybody's popping off. Alright.
Yes. Get some Pog champs.
Can we get some Pogs in chat? I made it to at Fort Squash stream. Yes, you did, Fort Squash Fan 13. Yes, you did. This is
New. We have hyped this up a lot. So this is gonna be good.
He's probably not even on his computer right now, I'm guessing.
Yeah, might be taking care of Asher.
His children. You know, he's a parent. Mr. New is he's a busy guy. You have created a movement, Ryan. Jeff spam Pogs, Sohail spam Pogs, Fan 13 did, Jessica did. Okay, now we wait.
Now we wait.
Big Pog. Yeah, sorry everybody for the wait. Mr. New is a busy man. He has like a job or something, and like kids or something.
Mr. Lack, are you watching?
Mr. Lack, hearts for Mr. Lack. Everybody, hearts for Mr. Lack.
We get hearts in the chat. Hearts in the chat for Mr. Lack.
All right.
He's gonna sponsor us. It hasn't come through yet, but it's in the works. We're gonna sponsor from Mr. Lack.
It is in the works. Somebody followed me, but I can't see who right now. If this stream goes well, Mr. Lack might be the next guest. Yes,
We'll see. Nothing confirmed yet, but
Not Kate is now following. Thank you, Not Kate. Oh, somebody else is now following. Oh, Mr. Avery.
Can you get Mr. Avery on the phone? You should get him to join.
Yo, who is Green Unit? Green Unit's Jeff. Fort Squash Fan is my Twitter friend. Jessica is Color Guard. And
Alright, hi guys.
Mr. New.
Did you say that we are live right now?
We are live. We've been talking for the past 4 minutes to the audience, Mr. New, and we're excited. We're hyped.
Well,
we're ready.
My son's here too, so
hi, Asher.
He might make a lot of noise. Probably not the best idea to go live right away, but okay.
We need all the time we can get, Mr. New.
Yeah.
We only got 30 minutes. Okay, so chat, I will no longer be responding to you. Sorry, guys. It's time for Mr. New. Alright. So, Mr. New, I'm hoping you read the script today, or when we sent it to you the other day.
Yes, I read it.
Okay.
Nice.
Alright, so I have it right next to me here. So, can you please give a brief introduction of yourself, like your music history and how you became a music teacher? Please.
Sure, give me just 1 second here. Like I said, my son is with me, and I need to make sure he's entertained.
Yes,
No
sir.
worries, no worries.
So give me just a moment.
I hope he's a fan of
Seven.
Fort Squash. I'm a fan of Fort Squash. Are you, Ryan?
I'm definitely a fan. I'm definitely a fan of Fort Squash.
So for me, brief story. I started playing trumpet in 5th grade because my dad was a trumpet player, and I fell in love with music because of marching band. We actually let 8th graders march, so I marched my 8th grade year. Fell in love with it, and then I marched drum corps in 2010. I marched the Madison Scouts and went to University of Illinois, where I studied music education. And from there, I just, always wanted to be a band director, high school band director, middle school band director, whatever it would take. My son agrees, as you can hear. But basically, it was early love of music. I actually started singing and playing some music in my church when I was very young, and like I said, because of marching band in high school, really changed things for me. So it's
Awesome.
From there, it's just been a fun journey.
All right. Thank you, Mr. New. So, since I think we should go. Oh, there's your cute face. I mean, there you are. I think we should go right into the next topic. Okay, Ryan, can you please pull up the Would You Rather questions?
We got some Would You Rathers or just some other basic
generic questions
on the spot.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
First one, brass or woodwinds?
This is
Well, I'm a trumpet player, so that kind of answers that. But some of my favorite instruments are also woodwinds, so
Okay, so brass.
So brass.
That's the correct answer.
Okay, good
That's the
answer. Good
correct
answer.
Okay. Marching or concert?
Well, that's hard. Early in my life, I definitely would have said marching, but I think now it would actually be concert.
Ooh,
Okay.
I feel the same way. Can we name your next kid?
Yeah.
You can try. No.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
you can make suggestions, and I'm happy to
we'll think
listen to what you have to say, but no, we already have a name picked out.
Oh,
Okay. Here's a good one. I really like this question. What is a big pet peeve that you have about another director or students? Or students in general, not a specific student.
Unless you want to say a specific student.
Fair enough.
should
No,
be
I think the biggest thing for students, especially during this time, is kids who just don't work. I am happy to help anybody at any level, and I will make you successful if you want to be successful. I always say that I'll make you the best player I've ever seen. If you'll let me, I will absolutely pour into you and invest in you and give you everything that I've got. But the most annoying thing is when a kid just isn't willing. So if you want to be great, if you want to learn anything, just let me know, and I will happily pour into you as long as you're willing to do the work. But know that it will require some work, and you got to do it.
All right.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
I like hearing that. What about another director? Can we get a pet peeve about another director?
I'm not gonna bash my team. I love my team. This is great to work with such amazing teachers. So I'm not gonna. I have nothing to say because they're amazing people.
Okay.
Love them all too. What were you like in high school? Like, were you like an introvert or an extrovert? Like,
I've always been pretty extroverted. I was really nerdy. I was a band kid. I was pretty unique. I really didn't fit in with the popular crowd, and I was okay with that right away. I was okay to be weird, and I was definitely weird. So I worked hard. I was a good student, had a lot of good grades, and liked working hard. I actually got a job right when I was 16, and liked working hard, liked doing the best that I could. So I got good grades. I was a good kid, but I was definitely unique. We'll just put it that way.
Okay. I think that wraps up some of the other questions we have. I think Dylan has our first little mini topic that we like.
All right, so this was discussed on the Fort Squash podcast episode 3, and I'm not gonna say, one of the band members presented this topic to us, and it's band duels, and this is one of my favorites. So basically, in essence, for all the people watching, band duels is basically, let's say you're a lower part, let's say Ryan is part 1 and I'm part 2, and Ryan's in Wind Symphony and I'm in Symphonic Band. Let's say I think, okay, I'm better than Ryan, I'm gonna challenge Ryan to a band duel, and if I succeed, we switch places. And what do you just think of that idea?
First of all, I don't know who came up with the name Band Duel, but that sounds way more epic than what we're talking about.
Yes.
I imagine a band duel is like the old shooting duels where you take 10 steps and turn around and play your loudest note or something. I don't know. Very funny. But we call that challenges. Like, that's a normal thing. A lot of programs actually around the country do challenges like that. We don't have that system set up right now, mostly because we do regular auditions, especially on a normal year that's not distance learning. We audition regularly, usually at least once a semester, if not more, and those auditions will determine placements, seating placements. So yeah, challenging is a very common thing. A lot of programs do it. The only downside to challenge, well, one of the downsides to challenging is that you have to continuously audition. You have to consistently keep that audition process moving, because there's always a challenge, basically. If somebody's not happy with their spot, then there's always a challenge, and that process is pretty tedious, it's pretty hard to keep going. It also, the reason why we haven't really implemented it is because there's one, you should trust your directors, and the placements that we do are usually for a good reason. And there's also, if you're on a second part and you want to play the first part, that's great. I encourage you to challenge yourself and keep getting better. But we always need strength on the lower parts. Every time I create an ensemble or I do instrumentation for an ensemble, we do, the top players are not always the first part. Almost always the top players are not the first part, because I want strength on every part. There needs to be strong players on every single part. That way it sounds the best, and those weaker players, any of those weaker players, can hear a great player next to them and play that part with them. So the challenge system is awesome. It is a really great thing. We just haven't implemented it because it takes a significant amount of time to continue that audition process, and it's just a lot of logistics to work through, as well as strength on every part and making sure that we have it balanced out.
Yeah, I would say I am definitely against challenges, just because I feel like it would create a kind of toxic environment between the sections. And I feel like in my past experiences in band, my section has been almost like another family. I feel like with those challenges, it can create kind of a tension between the members. I feel like that is something we do not need.
No, that's totally true. Also, if you're challenging, if Dylan's challenging Ryan, then you're going to create a little bit of like a tension of conflict between Dylan and Ryan, and that would be the worst.
Well, I personally am for band duels. Eric? that was my little brother, Eric. So I am personally for band duels because I like the name, for one, and since always in high school, I've been part of like the lower band, not this year, but freshman and sophomore year. It's because I feel that I personally got a lot better during my sophomore year, and sometimes in the higher bands, people just don't practice and you get above them. So I think band duels opens up the opportunity for the people with their newly found skill who didn't have it at audition time, who now have it, are more fit for the band, so they should have an opportunity to go in by directly challenging.
I mean, you're absolutely right, and that is how our system is set up right now. We audition every semester, right? So every time we do it, there's movement both ways. And Mr. Lack and I talk about that all the time. That happens with the percussion sections as well. That's just regular. So it is possible, I guess, Dylan. Like it is there, and I would agree with you. You did get a lot better your sophomore year. So once things come back to normal, then we'll talk about all that stuff. But it's possible. So like I guess I don't know if I would pick a side. I think challenges are great, but there's a lot of logistics and the mental side of things, like Ryan mentioned, that are not great. But I mean, there's goods and bads, I guess, pros and cons both ways.
All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, so now we have to move on to our next topic, which I hope you also got the email at like midnight last night where we sent you changes to the script. But if you didn't, that's okay. They're not the hardest questions. Ryan, you have them in front of you, so would you like to...
So this section is kind of about teaching and just being a teacher in general. I know me and Dylan both do want to be teachers when we grow up and stuff. I want to be an elementary school teacher, and Dylan, you want to be...
High school teacher, probably.
High school. Mm-hmm. So we want to ask you a few things just about teaching. So one thing we thought of is, what surprised you most when you started teaching?
That's a good question. I would say how little I was ready for. Like you go through student teaching and you go through all college, and education is so important, and you got to learn all that stuff, and you got to study, and you got to do well. But my college education did a fantastic job teaching me. I love my school. They did great, but I was simply not prepared for what I was coming into. And a lot of teachers will say the same thing. Like, you don't know what's going to happen until you're really in it. That's why student teaching is such a valuable experience. And that first job that you get, there's so many parts, there's so many aspects to teaching, to running a classroom, especially at a higher level, with fundraisers, with permission slips, with trip requests, with all this stuff. None of that is talked about in college, and it is a lot to take in your first couple of years. So it was very surprising. I thought I was a good teacher. I had practiced, I had gone into classrooms, I even did well in student teaching, but nothing prepared me for the amount of stuff that needs to be done as a teacher. It's quite a lot. But once you do it, that's what I'm saying. Once you get into it, once you get going, you learn, and I learned by failing a lot. Like, I definitely did not succeed at everything that I put my mind to, but once you do it, you just get better and better and better, and eventually you create a great system that creates success.
Yeah. Did you do any like summer programs or stuff like that to like that's kind of like teaching, but also not really, to like kind of get into that?
Like working with kids, basically, I think as well.
Yeah, so in college, in high school and college, I attended the Music for All Summer Symposium a lot, which is a week-long clinic hosted by Music for All, which is the parent company of Bands of America. And I went to that symposium. It's a great place. They teach you leadership. They'll teach you new skills. They also have a director's clinic for music teachers. So it's really great training. But when I did that all the way high school through college a whole bunch of times. Went to that thing like 10 times or something. But along with that, in college, I helped to start a program called Make More Music in a local school district where I went and just gave low-income kids free lessons. And they would come once a week, and we would just, teach them band. And it was usually between 2 kids or up to like 12 kids at a time. So just small group lessons on their instrument. And it was really fun. It was really cool. So just extra stuff like that, trying to get my name out there into the community and learn as much as I can. I went to as many professional developments as I could, which are like conferences, kind of like the Music for All Summer Symposium, but there's something called the Midwest Band and Orchestra Clinic, which is in Chicago each year. I went to that a couple of times, which is one of the biggest organizations, I guess not organization, but biggest events for music teachers. Like thousands of music teachers come to this thing every year to talk about every aspect of music you can imagine. So that's fun. Also state conventions, stuff like that. So lots of training and professional development as much as you can, because the bottom line for me is that you never stop learning. Always learning. And that's one of the most important parts of what we do and life in general, really.
All right.
Okay. I think our next question is, what would your job be if you couldn't do anything with music or teaching?
So I've thought about this a lot. I actually, when I was younger, was considering going into the military. I would have loved to be in the Marines, just to serve and to help protect the country. Kind of like that. I also thought about being in law enforcement, just to serve, just to be able to just serve the public and take care of people, because that's where I am. I want to take care of people. I want to help as many people as I possibly can, love on as many people as I possibly can. So if I couldn't do music, if I wasn't an educator, probably law enforcement. I also had a really great sales job for quite a few years. So maybe sales. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I guess there's still options in that route, but for now, I love being a music teacher. Music has been my passion for a long time, and there's great joy, there's great emotions teaching music. So
nice guy, Mr. New.
Yeah. All right, Ryan, are we ready for the final topic?
Yes, I think we are. Do you want to do this one? You want to kind of intro this one, Bill?
Just read the first point off, basically, or like what?
Yeah, kind of just.
So, listen here, I'm sure you saw in the script, online band and online school. All right. So me and Ryan are, let's just say, to put it nicely, not the biggest fans of online school, and then after that, not the biggest fans of online band. And what we have written down here is, you can't really make band fun online, but you can make it not horrible. We know you're trying your best. And here's our segment where it's not complaining. It's complaining, but it's constructive criticism. Here's what we like about online band, and here is what maybe we could get some changes in. As the voice of the people, the democratic leaders, you could say. So, Ryan, what's your first point?
I would go with watch, listen, flex. I think in theory they're good for us to kind of intro to what we're doing, and for you guys to take role. I know that's a big part of it, because there's a lot of students. We got a lot of people, especially in marching band. But I feel like the reflecting part and the responding to people's comments gets a little tedious, especially the responding to other people. So I feel like most of them are just fake, genuine, like not genuine, just I agree.
Yeah, as time goes on, they're genuine. You guys are trying to say, okay, stop saying. You're trying to push, hey, actually put comments when you respond to other people, but despite that, people are still just putting, yeah, I agree, cool, nice, stuff like that. And I like the involvement together, everybody getting, like, we're band kids, we should be a family, but I don't think that's really helping us be a family. That's just kind of like blob, like bled, there's nothing going on, so.
Well, sure, and I've actually said that in my classes too. Like, hey, go a little bit deeper, then I agree. And but really, I'm sure you've heard the expression that you need to be the change you want to see in the world. You got, like, it's not up to me. I can say it till I'm blue in the face to say, hey, go a little deeper, let's dig a little more. But if the students don't do it, then it's just like a conductor. A conductor's job is literally useless if no one listens. Like, I make no sound. I make no music when I conduct an ensemble. I make zero sound. So, like, the music is not coming from me. And if you don't respond to me, then what I'm doing is literally useless. You might as well just listen to each other and play without me, right? But if you do respond, if you do what I'm saying, you do what I'm telling you, and you trust me, and we all work together, and you are willing to be a little bit emotional and a little bit vulnerable, then how much more powerful can it get? So that old saying of be the change you want to see in the world, if you guys are upset with it or whatever, but you're not the ones putting out those emotional responses, then we're never going to get anywhere. So if you want it to go deeper, take it deeper. If you want it to be more emotional, make it more emotional, make it more vulnerable. And then slowly things will start to change. There's that old leadership adage too, that when you lead, the strongest way to lead is by example, right? Actions speak louder than words. What you do is much stronger than what you say. So if you want to see the change, I love it. That's great. I encourage you to talk to Mr. Lack about it too, but he knows, we all know. But if you're not taking it to that emotional level, then how do you expect the people following you to?
I also think it's kind of hard on a lot of those to like get an emotional response out of some of those. Like, what did you like about this show? It's like, well, I like this, and it's like, I don't know how to emotionally respond to that. You know, there's nothing really to.
Well, that's just the level of what you see. I don't know. Like, to me, when I was in school, if I could have listened to music every single day as an assignment, are you kidding? That would have been amazing. That would have been wonderful, right? But that's just me. I love music, and if it's a grade to listen to something, count me in. That sounds great.
Okay.
So I love listening to music and learning about that stuff. But my point is, the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. Always. That's true for everything in life, forever. So if you are willing to invest more into the program, invest more into your watch list and reflects, if you're willing to put more in, I promise you, you're going to get more out. I promise. Every time.
Mr. New, then I have maybe a little bit of a favor. So let's say in marching band we have watch list and reflects and we have to respond. If you have the chance, could you like write a response to it just as like just to see, like, write an emotional response about whatever video we're watching, just as like a template so everybody else can know, like, you have a great example?
I mean, I could. I'm not actually able to answer the questions, so I would have to like put it in class comments or something like that. As a teacher, you can't answer questions, but really, we actually do that already. It's mostly just in our speech about it. Usually when there's a watch list and reflect, not always, but usually the teacher, whoever's leading it, will say something like, man, I love this show, or this show was so cool because, or, you know, whatever, or, you know, something like that. They'll explain why they loved it, the story about why it's cool. Like, listen to those stories because they really make a difference. You know, we've got plenty of emotional experiences for us. Like, all of your staff have had so many fantastic experiences, from, you know, amazing stadiums, amazing drum corps performances, to international parades, and, you know, whatever, you name it, playing with the most amazing people on the planet. There's lots of stories, and a lot of these watches and reflects have those stories built in. So again, I just encourage you guys to take it to a deeper level. Look for something more than just stalling so we can take attendance. You know, there's a reason that you're listening to these, and the reason is that the directors think that they're cool. They think that there's something more to them instead of just time wasters. Like, I don't post anything in any of my classrooms that are wasting time. I think the music is absolutely awesome and super, super incredible. You know, like today, if anybody out there is listening from Symphonic Band, we watched something from Britain's Got Talent. Britain's Got Talent, this emotional primary school choir performance that was just filled with great joy and so much excitement and made the judges cry. Like, that's cool. That's fun, you know? So, and the reason why we pick these watches and reflects is not just to take attendance. It helps. It does help us take attendance, but it's cool. There's more to it. So I encourage you to study those and find the cool things that the directors see.
Okay.
You got it.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, so the next thing is, I don't know how much you got, since me and Ryan are both in symphonic, or not, we're in wind symphony.
Wind
Sorry.
symphony.
We don't know how you run things down in symphonic band, but in our band, we have, do you guys do rhythm assignments, basically? Like the 10
Absolutely.
a week? Okay.
We don't do 10 a week, but we do rhythm assignments every week.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. We do not like those. And to
You
just
just-
point it plain out,
let me say what I have to say.
Hold on, guys. Let me stop you right there, because here's the thing. Like, you are welcome to constructively criticize. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I seriously would encourage you to talk to Mr. Lack about these things. I have no control over his classes, so there's
got
no.
it. Yeah.
But let me caution you a little bit, because just pointing things out that you don't like will not be good for the whole like atmosphere, the family thing you were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
What I would highly recommend, definitely talk to Mr. Locke about this stuff, but never pose. Here's life lessons with Mr. New. Ready? Never just pose a problem. Always pose a solution.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and you have to also understand the other side of the things. Like, the reason why we do rhythm, it might be simple, it might be easy for most people, but we need to make sure that rhythmically our entire band is the best it can be, because if your rhythm is wrong, your music is wrong, period. Right?
Okay.
So we have spent the last 2 years really focusing on rhythm to make sure that everybody's at the same level when they get into wind symphony or when they get into symphonic band or whatever. And we do those fundamentals all the time. And I get it, it's boring, it's not the easy or not the most fun. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is crucial to keep those things going. And Mr. Lack and I will back that up anytime, that even the simplest rhythms, you must be able to count everything all the time, because if you can't, then your music is never going to be correct. The right note at the wrong time is still a wrong note.
I would say to that though, it's not that we don't like just doing the rhythms itself. I would say sometimes the sight can be very, very frustrating, especially while clapping and counting. It just makes the whole like sight kind of freak out. Some of them are a good challenge, and I've learned that just clapping them makes the website work like 100 times better than trying to clap and count them like at the same time. Because I don't know what it is about it, like a mic or something, but I've heard that from other people too.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
clapping and counting is
I have
very
a
good.
problem and a solution, Mr. New.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so the rhythm assignments, on top of everything we get from band, and on top of all the school work, that's a lot of work that is being put on us. And some people do not, they're thinking of band now not as an escape where you can work hard and do what you love. Now they're just thinking of it as, oh, this isn't an elective anymore. This is just a whole bunch of schoolwork I have on top of all my honors classes and all my stuff like that. Here's the solution. Less rhythm assignments. I understand how important rhythm assignments are, and I do them. I get like 90% on them. I just think maybe we could do some of them in class, like incorporate that as some of class time, shorten some of like the music time, maybe like one less Aurelia assignment or something to work on rhythm, and just something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I have literally no say in your class.
Yeah.
So you are preaching to the choir. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you to talk to Mr. Lang. He's a reasonable guy. He'll listen.
Yeah.
You know,
loves us.
obviously he's got his reasons too, so you'll need to listen to his argument and his philosophy on stuff too, and you know, make sure you're trusting of that also. But yeah, I mean, I that's a great idea. but telling me about it does nothing. So
Ryan, do you want to talk about number 4?
Yes.
This relates to marching band, so we're not preaching to the choir here. We're preaching to Mr. Joey Neuenschwander. So
fair enough.
So, some things that we kind of lose, I guess, the meaning of when we're doing it is commenting on our own flip grids. So when we already like did the warm up or whatever it is, then we have to kind of redo it and do it again. Like I know most of the time, or pretty much 100% of the time, I do it perfect, if not 90% on my first time doing the flip grid. So I feel like it can be sometimes a little pointless to just do it again. I don't know how we would fix that. Maybe by like, if you did it like good enough, then you don't have to do another comment on it.
Well, Ryan, let me ask you this. When you first learn how to add, or when you first learn how to multiply, did you just do it once?
No.
No, of course not. These are foundational things, right? When you first learn how to write, did you just write one sentence and you're like, I'm good. I'll never need to write that sentence again. No, of course not. When a baby's first walking, they fall down, they get back up. They fall down, they get back up. There's always room for improvement. And it truly, there's a bigger problem if you genuinely believe that, no, I don't need to improve. That is a serious problem. And I can tell you, because that's where I was in high school. I didn't think I needed to practice. I didn't think I needed to improve, because I was like, I already got this. What do I need to practice? I already know what I need to know. Then I got to college and my trumpet teacher said, you should do this, this, and this, and this. And I was like, oh, I probably should practice. You know, so I understand doing it twice can be a little tedious. I understand. Yeah. That's fine. But don't take it as, I'm already good at this. I don't need to do it again. Because you will come into a lot of problems with that. Trust me, I was there. That was me. But take it more as another opportunity to create music. Just another opportunity to play. Because here's the thing, genuinely, truly, honestly, especially with distance learning stuff, you may not get this chance very often. That is true. Fact. Like, once I got out of college, I played in a community band for a year, and since then I have not played in a professional ensemble. Like, at all. And I haven't gotten the chance to play with my peers, and even to redo something again and again and again. It's the same thing with any rehearsal. Sometimes it's boring because we go over the same 8 measures again and again and again and again. But that's one of the reasons why I love this activity, because it does not teach you to be 90%. It does not teach you to be 95 or 98%. We will not give up until we get perfect. That's why you got to do it again. And I know it's frustrating. Trust me, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been in 4-hour rehearsals where I barely played more than 6 measures, and they were all whole notes mostly. I get it. I've been there. But that's the thing about this activity. It's not 98%. It's not just good enough. Never. It's never good enough. Definitely. And that's why it's so fun to strive for more, strive for perfection, because you're happy, but you're not satisfied. You know, we're joyful, but there's always room to grow.
Yeah, for sure.
So here's another one that may be preaching to the choir, but why do we have to print 10 drill sheets and we only use 2?
Case you messed up.
Ask Black that, did you say? Or ask?
In case you mess up. If you mess up, or if you want to keep going, you want to keep trying, like, okay. Drill sheets are never a bad thing to have. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, again, I would encourage not don't complain. There's too much in the world to complain about, you know. Like
that's very true.
I'm going to take this more of a different direction, but think about it. Think about the news. Think about the headlines. Think about anything. Everybody complains. So many people complain, but here's the thing: the world is broken. The world is bad. There's a lot of dark out there. But if everybody complains and everybody just keeps pointing out problems, there's no solution. You know, and I'm not like calling you guys up. Don't think that I'm lecturing you.
Yeah.
know that you guys are incredible influencers, not just in the band, but what you can do can literally change everything. Like in symphonic band this week, and I think Mr. Lack's going to do it in Winston soon. We did a favorite teacher flip grid where you need to take 2 minutes and thank your favorite teacher. And let me tell you, I have sent those videos to about 20 teachers. And those teachers' days, weeks, months have been changed from that positive video. Not pointing out a problem. They have lots of problems. There's lots of issues. We can always point out the negative stuff. There's negative stuff everywhere. Or you could work on solutions and you work on building people up, making it better, dealing with the situation that you've got and making it the best thing you can do. I always like to say that it's not the game that you play, it's the way you play the game. Mm-hmm. How could you make rhythm one of the best parts of the game? How could you make watches and reflects significant to your day? Because they are. For some people, they are. You know, so the question is, how can you play the game in such a way that it changes everything for you and for the class? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me encourage you guys because one, I'm running a little bit short on time, but two, you guys are incredible young men who have a lot of power. And anybody who's listening, I don't know how many people you have listening or whatever, but anybody who knows it and has stuck with band this long knows that there's something special there, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not the music, it's not the ensemble, it's the people. It is genuinely the heart of the people where we can take care of each other, where we can love on each other and make sure that other people feel that same kind of fun, emotion, and, you know, happiness, that joy that we have got. And yeah, you got to study the basic stuff to get the higher levels, but it's not about the rhythm. It's not about smart music. It's not about that. It's about taking care of each other, making ourselves the best musically that we can do, so that one day when we get to play, we get to share our emotion with the world. When we get to be in an ensemble again, we get to take care of each other, and somebody can look you straight in the eye and say, I trust you because I know you know your part, and I'm going to follow you. That's why band's so cool, because it creates leaders out of individuals. Every single person in a group has to lead in their own way and do exactly what they're supposed to do to take care of each other. It's servant leadership is what it is. So let me encourage you guys one more time that you guys can be great servants. You guys can serve, and think about that word serving. We don't really talk about it much anymore, but like back when that word was very popular, you do whatever's asked. And the best part of leading is serving whatever it takes. It's not the game you play, it's the way you play that game. And if you're willing to serve people, you're willing to trust people and be vulnerable with them and serve them and take care of them, you're going to change the world. I promise.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's good to end this out with just saying like.
I have one more question actually.
Oh, okay. Go for that.
So let's say me and Ryan and other members of the band, let's say we have a problem, but we also think of a solution. So should we just email? Should we bring it up in class? How do you think we should go about it with the director?
The best way to do it is talk to one of us privately. Okay. Send us an email. Yeah, say, hey, Mr. Lack, can I talk to you after class real quick? Whatever. In public, it's more, you have to stick with an agenda when you have a meeting. So a class meeting or what, you have to stick to your plan. But on an email privately, you just say, hey, I have this idea. Ideas are never bad. Like, presenting an idea is never a bad thing. Now, you might be wrong, and that's fine. But I'm willing to listen. Mr. Lack is willing to listen. We're all willing to listen to what you have to say. We care about you guys. We love you guys. We want to have a great experience for you. So we want to listen to what you have to say. Now, sometimes we might say, no, we're not going to do that because here's why. But sometimes you might create some change. Who knows? You have to think like, you have to present, you have to be willing to go for it and sell your idea. Like, could you imagine if Abraham Lincoln didn't sell his idea? Or like Martin Luther King's like, I have a dream, but I'm not really going to tell anybody about it. It's just my dream. No, that's not what he said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these incredible people who have incredible influence share their ideas. That's why. And some of their ideas are bad. Okay. Martin Luther King has some pretty good ideas. But you know what I mean? Like, we all have bad ideas sometimes. We all make mistakes sometimes. It's okay. But if you don't share it, you never know. If you don't go for it, you'll never succeed. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I think we're kind of closing down. We kept you a little longer than you said, but I just want to close off with, especially on the online stuff, those were just little things that we may have had problems with, and it felt good, at least for me. I don't know about you, Dylan, to just have our voice heard in that kind of stuff. You know, it's good to feel that, and it's good to kind of get a response back. And we do appreciate everything you guys are doing for our program, and just how cool you guys are about it. Like, not most band directors wouldn't come on a podcast with two of their students.
Yeah, it took a little
so
convincing, but.
But yeah, we just want to say that we appreciate it a lot.
Well, you guys, I'm happy to help. And if you take nothing else from this time, know that we love you and we want to serve you. We want to give you great experience. We want to help you, you know, and I appreciate you guys for working so hard. This online thing is not great, but I think we have a really unique opportunity not only to work on musical things, but to still bring joy, to still bring light and love and peace to some people. Because, you know, even if you can't play as an ensemble, could you play something for a parent or an aunt or an uncle or somebody close to you who hasn't heard you play in a while? Like, could you, hey, I made this video just for you, and I want to send it to you because I love you and I want to take care of you. You know, like, that is powerful, and you have musical ability to do that. Could you write somebody a song that just needs to hear that they're loved? You know, could you put together some digital thing? Like, this is a lot of digital teaching, right? This year, it's a lot of programs. Could you put something together that you learn how to do in Flipgrid or even in Smart Music or music, whatever, using whatever you can you take care of somebody like that? And I think this distance learning thing has a big fat lie in its face that says we need to be more isolated than ever. And that's true, you know, be safe, okay, physically distant, whatever, that's fine. But I completely disagree that isolation is a good thing. I think we should absolutely be more connected now more than ever. And it can be virtually, it can be online, and that's great, but we cannot lose those connections, because the second that we become isolated and worry only about us is the second that we might as well not come back. You know, and that's not okay with me. So take care of people. You have a lot of power. You have a lot of significance if you just use it. Like, seriously, I'm sending these silly videos that Symphonic Band kids made in Flipgrid that said, hey, Mrs. So-and-so, I appreciate you. You're an awesome teacher. Thank you for being my favorite teacher. And I'm getting so many emails back about their weeks have been made, completely changed because of this video. Like, come on, you're saying that something as simple as that can change people's perspective. What if you put in 2 days worth of effort? What if you prepared something? What if you worked for someone to say, hey, I care about you, you're significant, let's stay connected, whatever. Like, man, we could literally change the whole atmosphere of the country based on just a little positivity and some digital work, you know? Yeah, we're not in person, we can't play together, so what? Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Make it the best we can.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. New, for coming on the Fort Squash Podcast, episode 6, sponsored by Mr. Lack, hopefully, soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, you weren't in class. We were talking about in Wind Symphony today. We were obviously shamelessly shilling this, saying, hey, guys, go follow twitch.tv/FortSquash, and at 2:30, go watch. And Mr. Lack said he would sponsor us if he deemed us good. So, if Mr. Lack is watching this, do you think he should sponsor us? Can you put in a good letter of recommendation, Mr. New?
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
And
I would-
hopefully
I
he will
would-
come on.
Encourage you moving forward to, well, just keep loving, keep serving, keep being wonderful young men that you are, and we can talk about the logistics stuff privately later. That's fine. We are happy to help you in any way we can. So keep serving.
Mhm.
All right.
All right.
Have a good
Yeah.
day, Mr. New. Say hi to Asher for me.
Mhm.
Thank you. I will.
Fortnite baby himself.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye,
All right.
Mr. New.
Thank
Love
you,
you.
Mr. New. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well. Oh, my video is paused. How long has my lo-fi music been paused? Okay. Jeff, Ryan's in the call. Alright, Ryan, we're still live. I don't know how to end it. So, guys, thank you. Let me share my screen so I can just stare directly into the camera. No, wait. I'm done. Just turn my video. Alright, Ryan left. Oh, Ryan's back. Alright,
Hello?
Hello.
Again.
Alright, I'm gonna just show myself on the camera, and then I think we're gonna end it. Alright, thank you guys all so much for watching. This was an amazing episode. I'm so happy that Mr. New actually came. Oh my god, my
It was
Discord camera.
awesome.
He actually came on to our podcast and talked to us and was like genuinely nice about it. This should be the start of many like cool guests. Maybe one day we'll get Mr. Lack. Maybe one day we'll get some other directors and some other influential
We're
people.
hoping.
Because
We're hoping Lack next.
We're
So
hoping
most of the people in here are banned.
most of
So
the people
tomorrow
here
when we
are
go
banned.
into ban, everyone needs to say how much they love the podcast. Everyone needs to do it.
everybody,
We
when
can get
you
Mr.
see,
Lack on.
yeah, I see Leo, Sohail, Jeff, and everybody in chat. Make sure tomorrow in marching band, just make sure to say how much you guys love the podcast and how Mr. Lack should be on and how he should be a sponsor.
Sponsor us.
Yes.
And we will make it very funny with Mr. Lack. Because there's a lot of
Yes.
potential there.
Alright, well,
This
thank
thing
you
is
guys
good.
all for coming in. I don't know how many viewers I have, but right now I have 14, which makes my record. Fortnite swipe it.
Ooh,
Your record is
heart
18.
emoji.
My record is 18. I didn't know. I was too busy talking and listening, and so thank you, Jeff. Oh yeah, Jeff is the other guy in the call, by the way, guys. But alright, I think that was a good 6th episode. I will upload the VOD probably. It should be up by the end of the day. I don't want to sound like a teacher, because whenever teachers say that, it usually comes out next week, but it'll for sure, along with another episode of the PCAT series, be up today on my YouTube channel, which I have now linked to my Twitch.
Oh yes.
So I
PCAT
hope
was
everybody.
kidnapped last episode.
She was. I hope everybody had a really good day and they really enjoyed the podcast, and have a good rest of your day. And make sure to plug twitch.tv/sportswatch and the podcast. Bye. Love you all.